Let's talk about how much money Mythmatch made in the first couple of months. Yeah, Mythmatch came out a little bit under 2 months ago, and since then it's made 35,000 gross, and then 30,000 net. So there still needs to be Steam's cut taken out of that, but this has removed things like returns, chargebacks, and taxes. And that's 2,031 units, and we've had 150 retail activations, which is like keys that I've sent out either to content creators or playtesters or friends or that kind of thing. And then we've had 3% returns, which I think is actually pretty good. We still have about 15,000 wish lists, so hopefully as we do deeper discounts over time, those will be activated. And then I want to jump down to this to talk about the sales over time, because I think this was really interesting that, like, obviously we had launch day, so all the wishlist emails come out, and after the weekend you could see it dropping pretty quick. And then this is when the Guardian review came out. So I feel like if it wasn't for the Guardian review, where we got 5 out of 5, this would have just been flat throughout. So like that really did save us and bring us all of these sales. And I also think just that review's existence and being able to put the 5 out of 5 stars on the Steam page probably helped like a lot of the eyeballs that were coming in think the game was worth giving a shot. But you can see here that it slowly drops off, and then I think this is where our sale ended somewhere around here, and now the game became full price, and then so we're selling between 2 to 10 units per day for a while, and then this is where we kind of pop back up because I put the game on 20% off again, which it is right now. So you can see that the sales pop back up there and then slowly decay down. So it'll be really interesting once this sale ends and seeing how much money we make overall from running a 2 week sale on Steam. And then the other thing that I really found interesting was the median playtime. So I kind of I always aim for games to be 4 hour games, but they always end up being about 10-hour games. So a median playtime of 7 hours, 12 minutes is actually pretty solid as far as I'm concerned. And the average playtime is 12 hours. And what I found really, really interesting was that we have 334 players that have played for over 20 hours, which is really interesting to me because that's like a sixth of players have played for that long. So you can see how the curve kind of works is just like people that really, really get into it play it for loads. And we have seen that in the feedback where people are done with the game but just trying to play more and more of it just because they're enjoying it. So they're trying to like eke out every bit of content, whether it's completing the item catalog or it's just doing trades for sheep or it's playing the mini games over and over for high scores. But yeah, that's really interesting and nice to see. And I guess the question remains like, how do I feel about it? And it's like, it is really interesting because it's obviously not a hit, but it's not like a massive flop either. So it's like kind of interesting to be in that middle space. And the thing that keeps me a little bit optimistic is when I think about like the reviews. Like I think in terms of, we have 96 reviews, one of them is negative from someone that got lost in the tutorial. And I understand that happens. So like, I'm kind of blown away that we have as many reviews as we have and that there's only one negative one. But then also on Metacritic, it's a shame that we don't have the reviews we need to actually have a score displayed. But the ones we have, I'm absolutely blown away by. So there's the Guardian one where we got 5 out of 5 stars. Screen Hype gave us 9.6 out of 10. Edge gave us an 8 out of 10, and Edge does tend to review a little bit lower. So like from a critical perspective, like I'm really happy with that. But I also feel like when you review well like this, there are opportunities. Like if the right person finds it and they really love it, it can sort of keep that long tail slowly growing over time. But the other number I do think about is this number here, which is like the actual amount of money I put in for my savings. And if we made less than 30,000, like I would just straight up be losing money. And I do feel confident that if up to this point we've already made $30,000 minus Steam's cut, converted to pounds, all that kind of stuff. But I feel pretty confident that we will hit this number for sure. And then this one, I feel like given enough time, we will get to pay all the freelance work that I did in order to pay for the project. And this is a number that I feel like there's pretty much no chance in my mind that we're going to hit this one. And this is the number where if we made this much money, I would get paid the same £250 day rate as all the freelancers that worked on the project. So I don't think we'll hit this, but I do think if we hit both of these, that does mean I am getting paid for the time that I put into it, which is, not nothing. So I did make another video that goes through like all the finances and all that kind of stuff, and all these other tabs, and I will link that in the description. I do think it's really important for games to share their numbers, especially for up and coming indie devs to have an idea of what's there. But I'm also really happy that I get to share one of these situations where it's like, this is a middling result. It's not a huge hit, it's not a huge flop. And hopefully over time, I'll remember to make a couple more of these videos to keep you all updated to see how things are going. But if you have any questions or there's anything you want me to cover more in depth, just let me know and I'll do my best.